Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to come on here. I I just had a scary experience. Yeah, so I might repeat myself once I got somebody watching. Um, Nobody watching yet. 24 seconds. We saw enough of him earlier. Hey, who's here? You're lucky to see me now. um, who we got watching? Man, I'm I could have died tonight. Okay, I went outside I went outside to kick the generator because I had the lights flickering and stuff, right? I had to give it a quick kick, you know. It's like 3 degrees outside, and you know, the computer's on off, power to it, and but anyhow, so I go out the door, you know, and I close the door behind me to, you know, screw with the generator, you know, rock it around, maybe, you know, get running a little better. I want to get back inside. It's freezing, right? And I come back to the door, and the door's locked. And so it's 3 degrees with a little bit of wind going. Luckily, my car, I didn't have the doors locked on my car. I had this coat and my, I got some snowmobile gloves. But they're in the car frozen. It's all 3 degrees, you know. So you put it on, it's not warm yet, you know. And I thought, well, maybe I got, you know, because I smoke a little bit once in a while, you know. Maybe I got a lighter in the, sure, I had a lighter in the little door pocket, you know, because I had my trash barrel out there, you know, full of trash ready to burn. And so I'm going to light that, and I have some wood out there, and even it's like big old 8x8 or whatever that I throw that post in there. That'll burn all night and maybe keep me warm, you know. But I didn't have long underwear on, you know. Sometimes I go out there in sweats to mess with the generator. And I think I got a key hidden somewhere, but I didn't know where the hell it was. My fingers were getting cold. I got the trash barrel going. It was smell, you know. Because, you know, not everything in your trash is wood product, you know, sometimes. So, and I gotta do something, you know. And I had all my windows were like, you know, boards in there to keep them from sliding, and even then, yeah, I probably could have reached my keys right here through this window right here. That's yeah, the keys were with arm reach. If I got on the ladder and leaned in the window a little, I could have got to my keys here. But I got a stick in the window, you know, and it's the window with the broken latch. That's why there's a stick in there. So I had my box of Jasper out there. So I grabbed a piece of Jasper. It's a flint, and you know, because it's got like sharp points on it. And it hit the window. It didn't break. So I hit it right down in the bottom corner, close to where the latches were, where I could reach in and get the latches. So I hit it again, and it punched a hole through it like this, you know, about this big, and shattered the whole thing. It's about a 1.5 foot by 2.5 foot window. So I had my gloves on, and this jacket. This jacket's like 23 years old. It's nothing wrong with it. And so I reached in through the glass because I didn't want to break out the rest of the glass because I wanted to keep the heat out too of the RV. So I got the heater going in here, and I reached in and I couldn't feel the knobs. You know, there are two door latches. So I got two locks on that door, and one of them, when you close it, I guess it wanted to just jog a little, just enough, just to lock it, keep you out. As I tried shake it, you know, but probably shaking it just made it lock harder. But so I couldn't. So I took the glove off and I said, okay, the hole's big enough. I can get my hand in without getting. And I got my hand down there and turned them, and I used the handle on the inside and pulled up and opened it up. And now I got some of the foam my son gave me covering that window hole, and I had some duct tape all around it, and probably insulated better now because that was only a single. It's safety glass or not safety. It's not. Yeah, safety. It shattered. It's like car window back window glass kind of on a car, tempered and safety. But I'm inside. It's now it's 1.9 degrees outside. Didn't help going out there for a little bit. Nope. I don't know how long I was out there. Only probably 10 or 15 minutes at the most. And my fingers were freezing and stinging by the time I got the window broken back inside. you know. If I wasn't living alone, you know, there would have been a woman inside to let me in. You know, but I had to break my window, and so now I gotta get another window. At least glass. I can get the glass company to come out here. I don't have a street number. I'll just throw one at them that matches guy couple blocks down. You know, it's a different street, so the numbers are the same. You know, a couple blocks over, I just have a couple numbers off from his or what. You know, and I'm the only one on the block, so I can get a glass guy to come out and fix that. Yeah, hopefully. They do. They make house calls and all that. Yeah. So, and I had pour me fresh cup of. And I'm trying to the freaking burner on the tea just it went off. It turned off, and I turn that off. I got flame going over here. It goes real low, so you notice it before. And I got a propane detector, and I have a CO2 detector, and I just changed the batteries on the CO2 detector. So and I'm still alive. My toes are still warming up. Only had light tennis shoes on and ankle socks. Yeah. I had to keep some extra sweats and probably just keep the 0-degree mummy bag in the car. I used that when I went up to the base of Mount Yale. So, if you're just here, I'm making this video because I went outside to coax the generator to it's running and it's not making it's not charging the battery. I don't know why it's not putting electricity out again. It's done. I got bad luck with generators. Bolt stay warm. Yeah. I'm staying warm now. But yeah, I was outside, and what do I do? Okay, you got to keep warm. You know, got to start a fire. And I found a lighter in the car, started my trash fire. I had this coat in the car, and I got these Columbia snowmobile gloves, you know, that come up over your sleeves of your coat and have drawstrings on them, you know. They're good, but they were in the car frozen. So, you know, because I blaze a little once in a while. I was lucky and had a lighter in the car. You know, if I didn't smoke something, I wouldn't have had a lighter in the car, and I couldn't have started the fire because I was able to get my fingers over. You know, there might have been a Walmart bag in there or something, but it stunk. But I was able to get my fingers warm, and I go, okay, warm the finger. You hold your breath while you warm your fingers, and then you walk away and get a breath and come back and warm your fingers. So, yeah, I was hoping to find a companion, a woman that wants to travel around in an RV. Yeah, I could probably do some more traveling if I had a little. You know, I can go twice as far. You know, with just my income, I'm limited. I can hang out. You know, but with a little help, we can go places. You know, and even if I, hook up or meet someone that maybe they got a house. And I got the RV to travel. Well, we got a place to park it, and we got a vehicle to go have fun with, you know. But none of them are around either, you know. Most of the women are married and pretending to be single, or they just want to know where the treasure is. Or they're not going to be interested in you unless you have the treasure. You know, they don't want to be a part of finding it. They want to be a part of the reward, and that's it. Yeah, I've had my policy that, find love before the treasure, it's forever. Find love after the treasure. Like Dean Martin, you had 10 gold diggers, you know? Because if I don't find love before the treasure, then there isn't any, you know? Because that's all they're interested in. They're not interested in a guy who's on, Social Security, old guy on Social Security. No, you got to have a ranch and 6 cars and everything. The women are anymore. It's not about love. It's about what you got. What you got? Yeah. How much can you buy me? It's not about let's put our funds together and do what we can. So I'm alive. It took me about 10 minutes to get my fingers warmed up. And so they're not stinging anymore, but they were still stinging some when I started the video. Because, yeah, they got, and I had them warm gloves on, too. I'll show you them gloves. See, because, I used to go skiing, so I had, you know, some nice Columbia gloves. They're snowmobile or skiing or what. I had a cast on my arm, on my wrist and thumb and all. It came up to my fingers. My fingers were sticking out. And back in the 80s when I go skiing, and I still wanted to ski with the cast on my arm, you know? So I got a cotton glove, put cotton glove over my hand, and I got one of them industrial rubber gloves, you know, chemical like heavy duty gloves, and I stretched it over the cast, and I had my fingers and my poles, and lift operator didn't even know I had a cast on, you know, because it was inside my coat. And is that how old this? Yeah, I guess so. Back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, early 90s. Last time I ever skied was like 97. What was that? Something went poof. Maybe it was a mouse chewed into a power cable or something. Maybe that's why I lose power so quick. Ghost, yeah. Jack is inside. He's on the bed. And I guess I put out my little notice here that, you know, what happened here. Treasure, yeah, it's ghost. Speaking of ghosts, Forrest Fenn's a ghost, so to speak. You know, and that's one thing. The word "so." So you know that word "so," it means it's when the word "so" is used, it's referring to the previous statement. So is referring to, where to go? There's the jars. There's the gold. That's after the page of the gold coins. Okay. Just Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. So, why is it I must go? Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze. And when he says so, he's referring to this stanza before it. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. But Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze, you take the chest and go in peace. The chest is the artwork, the ancient gods and kings. It deals you four cards and a joker. Well, there's four Egyptian kings. And there's a queen too. That you might get Isis. You know, there's Isis and Thoth and Anubis and Enki and Moses. Those would all be kings. You know, or well, yeah, you wouldn't call Moses less than a king. He wouldn't be a Jack. Sorry about that, Jack. So, when he says so in that, and down the other one, so There's two. The last two are so's. So and so. So and so. So the last stanza would be referring to the stanza before it, which is referring to the stanza before it. Do you get it? I mean, yeah. I think you get it. You know what I'm saying here? So the answers I already know. I've done it tired and now I'm weak. So you could use that last stanza right after the fourth stanza if you wanted, because it's referring to the two stanzas above it. So I used to, my girlfriend in high school, I used to say that to her a lot. So just to aggravate her. I wasn't, being serious about it, but it was just yeah, whatever. So hear me all, unless your effort will be worth the cold. If you so, where was Will? Oh, right there. Will, your effort will be worth the cold. Will, you have to wait for his will when his warm blood has stopped pumping, when his warm blood halts and turns cold, and worth the cold shoulder, because he ain't gonna tell you crap. You're gonna have to learn after he's gone. So everybody waiting for somebody to come up with the treasure, you ain't gonna see the treasure, because it's not the end of his rainbow yet. This is about time and space. And that's what Thoth was about. He talked about time and space and time. There's only one time, and he lives in that time that all time is part of that time. There is time. Time is an illusion. It's all a big old hologram. Rainbow rhymes with Van Gogh. Yeah, I brought up Van Gogh. I was joking about that. I was talking about, he was talking about Edgar Allan Poe. And I said, Edgar Allan Poe said, listen good to Van Gogh. Pogo, get it? Pogo. And how... And Van Gogh cut his own ear off, so he was missing an ear. So listen good, Now, so that's a cryptic little message there. Oh, he said it to a guy who had his ear cut off. People, well, what's that mean? The guy didn't have an ear. He was missing his ear. But, yeah, and then the word R is up here. Yeah, that's talking about an area, a number of square meters, certain number of square meters. I got my computer, because that thing's not putting any charge to my battery. Oh. I'd go get another. Gotta go buy another freaking generator. There's three of us, me, Forrest, and Douglas. Is that correct? No. When he says we, he's talking about him and his parachute. When he's we, inanimate object is a we, is a person. So is these rocks then would qualify as we. Me and Thoth went for a flight around the universe, and we went past the ninth dimension. You know, when they talk about 9 dimensions, you know, you think, oh, 9 planets, 9 dimensions, 9 clues. You know, is it on Pluto? The 9th clue, Pluto. Okay. Except when you read about Thoth and stuff, he talks about suns, the suns, and they lost one of their sons. They lost a son. He was, and they were orbiting Earth. Used to orbit Saturn. It was the second sun, and whatever hit the Earth, however long ago, it threw it out of Saturn's orbit and put it where it is now. That could have been done by extraterrestrials intentionally, lobbing something at it to, you know. It's like I thought, you know, the military, they could really pull one off. If there was really somebody they hated, they could direct an asteroid to crash where they wanted it. And or explode where they wanted it. Pick the asteroid they want and direct it, and oh wow, you got hit by an asteroid. You know, it's a way of nuking the enemy and blaming it on Mother Nature. But yeah, I think maybe some of these things that are exploding in the atmosphere, maybe some of them were guided there. Somebody's, you know, and it's somebody nefarious, somebody from the dark side. We need Luke Skywalker, and we need Leo Salazar to come back. Yeah, the word has, who's in the room and go. Yeah, I don't know. There's 3 other people. Probably Steve left. Treasure's here, so there's three others that are remaining silent. Don't expect Forrest to make any comments if he's one of them. We wouldn't know what he's got a secret name, username probably. You know, he'd probably be like Captain Kangaroo or something. So yeah, I used to watch Captain Kidd. Captain Kidd's why it scared him so bad that he was on Gardiner's Island was he was supposed to be on Treasure Island. That's why it scared him. I almost on the wrong dang island. You know, because Treasure Island, there's a little boy, a 12-year-old boy, part of the thing, and you know, from the nose to the toes, and you know, Long John Silver, he was a much funnier pirate, and you know, he had some, you know, he was a pirate, but he was my refrigerator beeping out. He was a pirate, but he had morals, you know. And he took the kid, you know, there's a 12-year-old boy involved in it, and he knew where this treasure was. So, yeah, there's, you know, it's about Long John Silver, but I don't know who was just in and left, or somebody came in and somebody else left. Somebody's back again. We got 5 again. So yeah, we were saying there's only one person ID'd himself here tonight, and one of the 4 mystery visitors might be Forrest. Who knows? But I went outside to kick the generator. I need to go out there and turn it off now because it ain't making any power. The refrigerator's beeping at me because there's no fuel. Oh, no fuel for the refrigerator. Oh, because I took the tank out of the warm room. You see, my tank inside was getting low. I knew it was getting low. So, and I knew the one outside had one night of heat in it at least. So I brought it in, and I put the low one on the outside to cover the refrigerator, and it ran out. It was good timing because I got the heat going in. But I had this one going, and that's when I went outside to kick the generator and shut the door when I went out there, and the door locked itself. And I had to break into my RV. I don't know what that window's going to cost me, but that's, and I got foam over it, and it tore the screen when I punched through it, so I tore the screen out too. I'm gonna have to replace the window and the screen. But I got inside and I'm warm, and my fingers are warm now. And I'm probably gonna have to go fill up both propane tanks because I see the cold line is like that far from the bottom of the tank, so and it's 51 inside. That sucks as long as you're warm now. Yeah, and I'm inside. I got my car keys, and I got a full tank of gas, and the heater in the car works great. But I'm gonna have to go fill up both propane tanks tomorrow. Too much to do. Yeah, I have a neighbor who's a half a mile, but that was like midnight, or 12:30, and I doubt they would have, because I would have had to walk over there. Probably, my fingers were already freezing because I put on, 60 gloves that were out there in 3-degree weather. But yeah, it reminds me I got to keep that kind of stuff in the car. I should keep something outside where I can get to it when something like that happens. Or I've got to. I didn't think of that either, but I already had the empty one outside, the near empty one, and I brought this one in. But I got my old trailer over there. If I got a heater in there, but I don't have a propane tank for it, So I really need a third tank because I use one for heat and one outside. And if either one goes, refrigerator, it's saying low fuel, low fuel, low fuel, low fuel. Just turn the little thing off. These RV refrigerators, it's like 1.8 degrees outside. Why does that refrigerator need to run? Why doesn't it open the little door on the back and let the cold air into it? It says that's how that's how I would engineer it. This thing would have a temperature sensor for outside and it says, hey, man, it's so freaking cold out here. We don't need the propane or the electricity. We just open this little door and it'll stay cold in there. You know? It's, there's simple ways to do things. And then when it's burning that propane to, for the refrigerator, well, you can use that heat to run that, to make electricity at the same time that runs a refrigerator. From heat. And you can make electricity from heat. Makes sense for a flap toe. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm back in. I'm still alive. So is Forrest. Happy 2019, Forrest. Oh, long live the Fen. I got plenty of exploring and photographing and banana collecting to do up here, and that's what collecting bananas is. He had to collect some bananas on his way down on his parachute. Me and the parachute. Yeah, okay, and yeah, he had to kick off the cliff, cuss the cliff out. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, I did my video earlier, and after that experience, guy had to go, hey, I'm lucky to be alive, because yeah, that would have been I'm 3 miles from a highway. And half the properties around here are abandoned. And the nearest neighbor, he's not that friendly, And who knows if he would have, if I was outside, help, help. Maybe he would have come out and said, hey, what's up? Here, sleep on the couch. Go fix your stuff in the morning. But, I got Togo in here too. That's why I didn't stay at my son's, because I knew it's supposed to be 6 below tonight. So, but I already had 9 below when I came over the mountain. I don't know if that's what they were talking about, just, the low in the air, but it's 1.6 degrees now. It's almost no temperature. Fahrenheit, not Celsius, for the Canadians. Pantyhose, stay warm. Yeah. 50 degrees in here, 52 degrees inside. And I got my hole in my window covered up with foam. Oh, who knows if I put a window back in there? Maybe I just put a board in there, and put a picture on the outside. I got some stuff I could put on wood, shellac it. And my parents used to, my mother and father started their own little art business back in the 60s, or late 60s or early 70s. They called it Gorman Arts, and they buy these books with the full of masterpiece paintings, and crop them out and cut plywood and do the edges of the plywood and stain it, and wallpaper the picture onto the board, and then shellac it and go sell them at the local, they had a little local flea market, like at the mall and at the flea market in town. We had a drag strip and a flea market and a drive-in all in the same little area. The Fremont Raceway, it's a famous racetrack. It was an American Graffiti too. The movie was they told when they were looking for extras to go to the drag strip to make the movie. They told us the movie was going to be called Purple Haze, but it was released as American Graffiti 2. So that's pretty cool. My hometown. They recorded some of the stuff on the strip. We had a cruising strip, and you know, Friday, Saturday night, everybody's out cruising, and some people every night of the week, you know, and the thing would be to go from one Jack in the Box at one end of town to the Jack in the Box at the other end of town. It's like 9 miles, you know. It was quite a ways. Yeah, we had some lot of memories from back then. One time I pulled out onto the strip, right in the heart of where, you know, cops would be all right downtown Centerville. Centerville is just a district in Fremont, and I pulled out, because there was this idiot friend of mine back then, you know, like that was 77, 78. But he was a thief in high school, and he was you know, and he was with me. We stopped. We went back behind this place, you know, to pee in the bushes, you know, back there. And the guy decides, oh, I'm going to try. I finished taking a leak, and I got back into my car, and he goes over to the back door of some business there and was trying to break in. And I just said later, I started the car, and I went up to the road, and I pulled out and stepped on it, and my accelerator stuck. It was a 68 convertible Camaro, yellow, you know, with racing stripes on it. And I'm going right through Centerville, went past the Center Theater, doing about 60, 70 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, you know, that engine not going to stop, you know, because I put it in the clutch, and the engine would just rev. And I can't do it. So I let the clutch down. And all had a Muncie in it. And so I turned the key off, you know. Those cars, there wasn't a locking steering wheel. There was just a key on the dash, you know. So it was lucky there. So I shut the engine off and coasted back around the shoe store and into the parking lot, you know. And so I didn't intend on spinning my tires through the middle of downtown Centerville, you know, but I did. That's the same theater that when I was a kid we went to see Lawrence of Arabia when it came out, the movie, and several others back then. We lived in Mountain View when I was a kid when Mary Poppins came out, and we went to the theater. And I remember we used to go to this, the music, the jazz music in some of the restaurants and stuff from the early 60s. You don't hear that kind of music in any restaurants anymore, you know? You have to have it on your MP3. Because, yeah, I remember that, those things. And I remember driving through San Francisco when there were telephone poles everywhere. Try and find a telephone pole in San Francisco now. No, there used to be telephone poles down the street. It was like the old West. I was a little kid, but it was like, you know, this is like earthquake days. It was, you know, old San Francisco and old Chinatown. We used to go to this basement restaurant, Chinese restaurant, right by the Transamerica building. It's just up the hill on the right side down in the basement. And they're still open. But they had booths in our family. You know, there was my mom, dad, and we were 4 kids, you know. My sister was the oldest, and then my 3 brothers. But we go there and have Chinese food, and it was a private booth and stuff. I hope that propane at least gets me to 6 or 7 in the morning. And my generator's still out there pretending it's doing something. The only reason my lights are LED, so they hardly use anything. Even when my batteries are, how many volts? 11.5 volts. But with that generator run, it's powering my battery charge. It's supposed to be. There's no voltage coming from the generator. Where's my keys? Let's go turn that generator off. Because it's not doing anything. It's just wasting my gas. And I got glass here I got to clean up. There we go. It's snow out here. And my trash barrel's finished burning. I'm going back inside. It's less than 2 degrees here. Oh, there went more glass. I probably got have some boards over at the previous land occupants' trash. I wonder if I can get some inverter to, because I got the refrigerator off. And nope, it can't charge my computer. My computer's for the night. Can't run the generator. It's too cold to try and start the RV engine. Because I don't think I got enough antifreeze, and that could be trouble starting it when it's 0 degrees outside. 1.2 degrees. That's close enough to 0. And in the morning I'll load up my propane tanks and my gas can, because it's in, well, my generator's not doing anything, so don't do any good to, but I probably have to go to Walmart and buy another $100 generator, because I don't have money to get a $400 generator or a $600 generator. And really with this, you want a remote, you want a starter on it. You don't want, I'm getting ready for shoulder surgery. They're going to do surgery on my shoulder, and I can't pull the thing, you know. I got to have my Onan run. If I had my Onan running, it'd be fine. I tried fixing it. I've got to go try some more. Try. And I do what I can with what I got here. So, this is a warm coat. What do I got in here? See? Oh, I got some video on this from my search the other day, Below the Blaze. And I'm very sure that Moses is a blaze, because he's halfway up the cliff. He's halfway up the cliff. In his airplane, when he jumped out, bailed out, he got a picture of it crashing into halfway up the cliff. It was where the plane blazed into the mountain. Just like Moses. Just like Leo Salazar says that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments. Where were the Ten Commandments? Where did he get the The Ten Commandments were burned into the rock by the hand of God. So, oh, that's where they get the Bible's the Word of God. No, only the Ten Commandments are. The rest was written by men. And some crooked Jesuits, to be precise. You know, it's kind of like when that church got started and all, that you can compare it to the Democrat Party. They, had good intentions, maybe, but then they were infiltrated by the communists and turned into something evil, So, and religion is something that you have of your own. It's something, I'm not preaching when I tell you get your own religion. Don't use somebody else's. I'm saying don't use, come up, make your own. Just remember that you don't do this. Go by Forrest Fan. Well, we don't know. Did he make rules? I hope I haven't misbehaved, Forrest. By showing my character and throwing poop back at poop heads and bad guys. I think Red Ryder, he didn't. The bad guys, according to Red Ryder, bad guys wore black hats. And Forrest Fan knew that. A bad guy confirmed that to him. Bad guy confirmed that to me. What a parallel, And some people don't know why. I was a kid. I didn't have things so I had to wear braces on my legs at night when I slept when I was like 2 years old to twist my hips so that my feet would point straight instead of inward like a robot, and so my hip, I have to walk trying to pull my feet out, and that strains my back and stuff, and I got spina bifida, and then when I was 4 years old, I had my back burned off in the shower. Forest Run, burning blaze, yeah, Moses, the burning blaze, the burning bush, where God burned the Ten Commandments and made the tablets. Moses said he didn't make, God made those. I think Moses might have had a hand in it. But Moses is just a borrowed story. I read, where was the Moses story? Who was the predecessor of Moses? That the story was, because all these stories are just adapted from a previous religion into the new religion. It was like Halloween and all that. It is an old pagan thing that was carried over into Christianity. It's like they just disguise it. It's like the Democrats do. Put a new name on it. They hijacked color purple, the rainbow, and everything. And I see stuff nowadays where they're using the name of something and making it something completely different and stuff. And this was in my car, and I was able to light my trash can outside. But before it really got going, I decided it's time to break the window and get inside. And I'm pretty sure I got a spare key outside, but I couldn't remember where the hell it was. and I didn't have a flashlight, didn't have my phone to make light. All I had my car, and I didn't have the keys for the car, but the doors were open. And I was going to freeze to death if I didn't break the window out on my door. Yeah, I have to. And I didn't have my phone to take a picture of the window numbers so they can get another one just like it. I'll put a piece of plexiglass in there. I think I could probably do it myself. Should put make a stained glass and put it in there. That'd be neat. With a mammoth on it. So, well, I just come on to tell you all about getting locked out. The door locked itself. It was 6 degrees. Oh, temperature now, 0.1. Oh, 0.0, it just changed. I have no temperature here. It's supposed to get 6 below tonight. And if that propane runs out, I'll put Togo in the back of the car. Me and Jag, we'll just go drive around a little bit until I can get my propane filled. But then you get back here, and like I got in here, it was 29 degrees when I got back today, and I haven't been able to get it up to 52. It's 51.8. That's as high as I can get it in here. Because, well, I have that on low, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, it's on low. Because I want it to last. But I'll be in bed with a warm blanket, and I got my Sub-Zero sleeping bag that I use just in case. But usually it stays 20 or about 20 degrees warmer inside than outside. About 15 to 20 degrees warmer inside, even without the heat going. But if I had let it freeze in here, oh, now it's minus 0.4. I had to, before I went to my son's, I took all the water out of my water filter pitcher because I just got a new one. Because the last one, I went to house sit and I had some water in it. When I came back, it was cracked and leaking. So I got a new one. And the pure water filter, the container, it has the hand. You can pull the handle down and it'll stay and let the water flow, and you can flip it back up when you're done, and the water comes out 3 times faster than the zero filter nozzle. You know, because you don't want to stand there for come on, water, you know. Oh, that sucks, breaking the window. That I got a jigsaw and Saturday. Oh, good. I think the hardware store is open on Saturday. Last time I tried to go there, it was Sunday and they were closed. But Ace Hardware is open, and I got they probably got plexiglass, and I got a $5 off coupon. So yeah, I'd probably go to Ace, get a piece of plexiglass. $5 off, and 15 or more purchase. They sent me. I go to my mailbox, and I get my mail, and it's like you know. And then they go, what's in here? And I open it up. Oh, I should have opened this earlier. That coupon expired. Because he had 2 coupons. One expired December 13th, the other one January 13th. So I only got one of them. I could have had $10 off. You changed the outcome by observing it. Yeah. Yep. Oh, this RV. Trying to get, I was working on trying to get this. I was thinking about getting another piece of land and putting a mobile home on it and stuff like that. And and have trouble with the banks don't want to loan you if you're on Social Security and a veteran. No, the VA will guarantee the loan, but we don't want those kind of loans. They must not be guaranteeing much, are they? They're under guaranteeing them because when it's so many defaults, the VA is obviously not guaranteeing the loans. They're falling short, or else the banks would say, "Oh, sure, the government's going to pay us back, no matter what." No, that's not. There's no VA guaranteed loan. That's bullshit. That's why the banks won't help you, because VA's giving that money over to Social Security so they can give it to somebody that just climbed over the fence. Spend it on them, buy them some teeth. Heck with our veterans. I got 3 doctors. I needed more, but I'm getting some things taken care of. My shoulders. I got to go do 2 MRIs, one of each shoulder. But the right one they'll operate on. The left one, if it starts bothering me more, I get some steroid injections. But that's it. I don't know. Where is that? This is an interesting rock, you think? But this is just jasper or flint. So you can use this to start a fire. But I tell you what, when it's 6 degrees outside and your fingers are freezing and you're trying to do even a lighter, and you're putting your hands under your armpits and whatever you can to, and yeah, if you had to start a fire with this, it'd be trouble, man. See, I can find art after finding that stuff. I can find art in lots of things. I don't know. I'm just, if you're enlightened, see the light going through it. But this is a neat one, anyhow. And this is jasper too. This one's really cool. See, and these, with all the colors in them, when you slice them, they're beautiful, because there's red and white and all kinds of colors in it. Yeah. What's that? I got buckets of. One of the places I searched near Buena Vista. I went up on top of this hill, and there was this rock with jasper and scorpions, but there was just jasper all over. Look at that. Wow, that's cool, huh? It's just a piece of jasper. This is natural. Oh, this is a neat one. This one's real. You see, this is jasper too. You see, it's got cracks. You know, it's all filled in with more crystals and stuff. It's like this one here, in that hole. And there's a bunch of crystals in there. I don't know if you can make them sparkle. There's a bunch of crystals in there. You can almost see them. Well, that's pretty much a geode. There's a hole with crystals right here. What is this here? And it's just, that's more jasper. And see, I want to get some lapidary stuff and maybe make some jewelry and stuff. Synchronicity conspired to make me look foolish. What? I don't know. Well, there's a lot of the synchronicity. That's like well, they like to use that word or the phrase about confirmation bias. No, there's I have one. It's confirmation overload. All of the keys are here. So, and this is another piece of jasper. See, it's a light creamy color, and this one might be able to make some arrowheads out because it's not all fragmented and stuff. But I don't have like a kiln to because you need to put them in. You need to bake them in an oven for at 450 degrees for like 12 hours or 7 hours, and then let it slowly cool down over a 12-hour period, something like that. And then you can flake them to make arrowheads without them shattering as bad as they would without. That helps you. This one here I really like because it's got this. That's agate-like stuff, but this is like a pick. I don't know if that's a tool or. I would think it could have been. I don't know, but it's just a rock. So, well, that's enough. I'm alive. My heater's still going. And it's minus 0.9 outside. 52. Oh, it finally made it to 52 inside. Probably because there's foam in the window instead of the window. Tetrahedron looks like a shark's tooth. Yeah, it does look like a big shark's tooth. I don't know what it did with it. But I like this. This is a meteorite. I'm pretty sure this is a meteorite because the magnet sticks to it, and it's all like fried, and it wasn't found anywhere near a railroad or any place where there'd be slag or anything. But when I use the magnifier on it or take a close-up picture, I see tiny flakes of gold in it, and that would be a rare meteorite if it is meteorite. So I really need to take this somewhere. I bring it down here to the geology department at the local college and let him sample it. I think they just drill a little sample, or we'll slice it right in half, and you'll have two pieces. Is it worth this? Does that kill the value? Gold from the stars. You've been. You didn't freeze to death. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I said, fuck it, I got to break my window. I can temporarily board it up because it's the end of the pay cycle, and so I'm on my and I had Christmas and what I spend on Christmas 20 times 5, probably a couple $100 on Christmas at least for my budget. That's a good amount. But yeah, I got a machete. So don't fuck with me. There it was. I looked at the boom. It was a 11111. Boom, boom, boom. For the amount of time I've been on. 11111. I told you guys about it. I camped it. 11,111 feet. Go off. Merry Christmas. Machete is a good present. Yeah. Yeah. Here we got sticker bushes is about, and I bring I have a 3/4 inch EMT pipe with a 1020 screw on the top for this camera that I use for a walking stick, and it's good for you got a old dry branch in front of you or tree with a bunch of dry branches and you just snap them off with that. If you had a stick, your stick would break, but I got a little steel pipe that's nice, it's light, and I got a hand grip on it right below where the camera goes. I got to work on it. I hope that propane lasts overnight. Yeah. If I start getting cold while I'm sleeping, I'll know that it ran out, and when I can't stand it, I'll get up and get in the car and go. My car used to have a remote start, but that doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. I don't know if OnStar disabled that or what. But I have it's on my keys. There's a button on here. You hit the lock button twice, and then you press and hold the start button. So I can test it. No, it didn't work. Didn't start the car. It used to work. I don't know why it doesn't anymore. Yeah, I have another key fob, but that one the one button is broken because the dog chewed it. So I use this one, and so I don't know if I need two of them to operate that now. Oh. Well, my bones are aching joints. But, yeah, I'm going to get off of here. But I'm, limited to my phone because that's all I can power up right now. These little USB chargers don't shut off when the battery gets to 11 volts. The other one, my other inverter will turn off at 10 volts, but the little 100 watt one turns off at 11. I might be able to use my 300. Fuck it. Have a good night. We'll see you.